Well, needless to say, Portland's leaders still have a lot to tackle here in 2020. Today, City Council will decide whether to make more financial cuts to the Portland Police Bureau. Morgan Romero joins us in the newsroom this morning to break that down for us. Morgan?
Morning, Drew. At 2 o'clock this afternoon, Portland City Council has a huge decision ahead of them. They'll vote on whether to cut an additional $18 million to the Portland Police Bureau budget. They already slashed $15 million from PPB's budget earlier this year amid anti-police protests in the wake of George Floyd's death. For some, that didn't go far enough. Commissioner Joanne Hardesty, who pitched the cuts, says money would be reallocated to build a new model of community safety that focuses on reinvesting in our community. Specifically, she wants the money used for emergency food programs and homeless support, as well as protection for renters. Council was set to vote on making any changes to the current budget last week, but they adjourned their meeting after 5 hours of intense public testimony. Take a listen to some of it.
Oregon is one of the worst funded public health systems in the nation. I urge you to take this bold step.
We cannot wait anymore to make our city a safer place for the BIPOC community.
Further reductions in officers responding to 911 calls will only lead to more fear and an increased lack of confidence in Portland's ability to provide a safe environment for all.
Commissioner Hardesty and Commissioner Chloe Eudaly say they'll vote to defund. Meanwhile, Mayor Ted Wheeler, retiring Commissioner Amanda Fritz, and Commissioner Dan Ryan said last week they needed more time to figure it out. Commissioner Hardesty suggests the city get to that $18 million by eliminating people and teams in the Bureau, including 42 positions vacated by officers who retired in August. She also wants PPB to get rid of its special emergency response and rapid response teams. Meanwhile, Portland Police Chief Chuck Leavell says reducing any money for the Bureau would impact community safety. He says it would slow their ability to respond to 911 calls as well as slow investigations.
It's going to be a big vote at 2 o'clock today. All right, Morgan Romero live for us. Thank you.